In the heart of a secluded coastal town, shrouded in mist and echoes of forgotten whispers, there lay a long-forgotten secret that had been buried beneath the sands of time. The town, named Eldridge, was enveloped in an eerie silence as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to dance with the ghosts of the past. Eldridge was a place where the old and the new coexisted uneasily, and the townsfolk harbored a quiet fear that clung to their souls like a relentless shadow. Nestled between the jagged cliffs and the restless sea, Eldridge had long been home to an unsettling legend, a tale of an ancient darkness that slept beneath the town, waiting for the right moment to awaken. The story began with the discovery of an ancient artifact, a relic of an age long forgotten, unearthed during the construction of a new building in the heart of Eldridge. The artifact, an ominous-looking amulet, was adorned with cryptic symbols that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Unbeknownst to the unsuspecting workers who disturbed its long slumber, the amulet served as a seal, keeping a malevolent force at bay. As the amulet was removed from its resting place, an unsettling chill swept through Eldridge, and the air thickened with an unspoken dread. The townsfolk, usually reserved and tight-lipped, found themselves haunted by inexplicable nightmares that blurred the lines between reality and the macabre. Soon after the amulet's disturbance, peculiar occurrences gripped Eldridge in a suffocating grip. Whispers echoed through the narrow streets, carrying tales of shadowy figures that prowled the periphery of vision, only to disappear when one turned to confront them. Doors creaked open of their own accord, and the night air was punctuated by the distant sounds of mournful wails that seemed to emanate from the very bowels of the earth. Among the townspeople, a young historian named Emma became increasingly obsessed with uncovering the truth behind Eldridge's dark secret. Her research led her to a decrepit library where ancient tomes whispered of an unspeakable evil that had been confined to the depths beneath the town centuries ago. Driven by a relentless curiosity, Emma assembled a group of eclectic individuals, a skeptical journalist, a disgraced archaeologist, and a psychic with a troubled past, to embark on a perilous journey into the subterranean labyrinth beneath Eldridge. Armed with fragmentary knowledge and the ominous amulet as their guide, the group descended into the abyss. The tunnels beneath Eldridge were a twisted maze of forgotten catacombs, illuminated only by the feeble glow of their flickering flashlights. As they delved deeper, the air grew heavy with the stench of decay, and the walls seemed to close in, trapping them in a nightmarish underworld. The group soon stumbled upon an ancient chamber, its walls adorned with grotesque murals depicting unspeakable horrors. In the center of the room, they discovered an altar upon which the amulet must be placed to restore the seal. However, the malevolent force, now awakened and hungry for freedom, manifested itself in a chilling display of darkness and despair. As the group struggled to reseal the ancient evil, the very fabric of reality seemed to unravel. The boundaries between the living and the dead blurred, and Eldridge itself seemed to groan with the weight of its malevolent secret. The townsfolk, caught in a nightmarish trance, bore witness to the unleashed terror that had lurked beneath their feet for centuries, in a climactic struggle against the forces that sought to escape their underworld prison. The group fought valiantly to restore the amulet to its rightful place. Each step brought them closer to the brink of madness, and the line between ally and adversary blurred as the malevolent force played tricks on their perceptions. As the amulet was finally placed on the altar, the ancient chamber trembled, and the town of Eldridge convulsed in a final, desperate gasp. The malevolent force, subdued once more, withdrew into the depths, leaving behind an exhausted group of heroes and a town forever changed. By the ordeal, Eldridge returned to its uneasy slumber. The townsfolk left to grapple with the lingering memories of that fateful night. The whispers of the past gradually faded, and the shadows that once haunted every corner of Eldridge receded into the abyss from whence they came. Yet in the quiet moments of the night, when the wind whispered through the narrow streets and the sea whispered its ancient lullaby, the townsfolk could not shake the feeling that the darkness beneath Eldridge had not been vanquished entirely, that it lay in wait, patient and unyielding, for the next unsuspecting soul to unearth its deep and spoken fear. As Eldridge began its slow recovery from the nightmarish events that had unfolded, the townsfolk struggled to reconcile the supernatural horrors they had witnessed with the facade of normalcy they tried to maintain. The once tight community found itself fractured as lingering suspicions and shared traumas drove wedges between neighbors and friends. Emma, the young historian, became an unintentional pariah among the townsfolk. Her relentless pursuit of knowledge had inadvertently unleashed the ancient evil upon Eldridge, and the weight of guilt hung heavily upon her shoulders. Despite her efforts to unravel the town's secrets, she found herself isolated, shunned by those who believed her curiosity had brought nothing but calamity. Haunted by nightmares and the echoes of unearthly whispers, Emma couldn't shake the feeling that the malevolent force she had battled still lingered in the shadows, waiting for an opportune moment to resurface. Determined to make amends, she continued her research, desperate to find a way to sever the town's connection to the abyss once and for all. In her quest for redemption, Emma discovered obscure texts that hinted at a forgotten ritual, capable of permanently sealing the ancient evil. The ritual required a delicate balance of ancient incantations and the collective willpower of the townsfolk, who would need to confront their deepest fears and regrets in a ceremonial act of catharsis. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Emma sought out the same eclectic group that had accompanied her on the harrowing journey beneath Eldridge. Despite the lingering mistrust and fear, the group recognized the gravity of the situation and reluctantly agreed to assist Emma in performing the ritual. As the appointed night fell, the townsfolk gathered in the town square, drawn together by a shared sense of unease. A makeshift altar was erected, and Emma began the incantations, her words resonating with an otherworldly energy. The air grew thick with tension as each participant confronted their inner demons, laying bare their vulnerabilities in the dim glow of flickering candles. Yet, as the ritual reached its climax, an unexpected force manifested in the midst of the ceremony. The malevolent energy, thought to be vanquished, surged forth with renewed vigor, lashing out at the participants with hallucinations that played on their deepest fears. The townsfolk, their resolve tested to the limit, wavered on the brink of despair. It became clear that the ancient evil was not so easily subdued, and the true nature of the town's connection to the abyss unfolded before them. In a desperate bid to salvage the ritual, Emma delved into the depths of her own fears, facing the guilt that had consumed her since the amulet's discovery. As she confronted the specters of her past, the townsfolk rallied behind her, drawing strength from their shared struggle. In a surge of collective determination, the townsfolk and the group of unlikely heroes channeled their newfound unity into the ritual. The air crackled with energy as the ancient incantations intertwined with the town's collective will, creating a powerful barrier that repelled the malevolent force back into the abyss. As the last echoes of the incantations faded, Eldridge fell into an eerie stillness. The townsfolk, exhausted but united, looked to Emma with a mix of gratitude and newfound respect. The once divided community began the arduous process of rebuilding, forging bonds that transcended the haunting memories of the past. Emma, having redeemed herself in the eyes of the townsfolk, chose to stay in Eldridge. She became a guardian of the town's history, ensuring that the dark secrets buried beneath its surface remained undisturbed. As the years passed, Eldridge transformed from a place of deep fear into a community bound by resilience, a testament to the strength found in confronting one's darkest fears and emerging stronger on the other side.